I had been doing therapy for, gosh knows, 10, 15 years off and on, and just sort of felt like I was sort of just rehashing the same concepts over and over again, but not really getting anywhere. And talking to them, I sort of learned about like, oh, Priya has sort of different tools in her toolbox. She has different modalities. And I was sort of excited to be like, okay, let's do something besides just talking about it, because I'm a very action-oriented kind of person. And so I started with doing, I think I did a couple of one-on-one sessions and then did the discovery journey and found it really just, I love frameworks. Like I'm a frameworks kind of person. I'm a very like logical mind thinker. And so when I have like a new way to sort of examine my life and my actions with a new framework, it just felt like so fresh and like, wow, this is really different than how I've looked at things. And it really made me start to examine parts of my life that I never got into from therapy. But I think what I've realized is I've gone so much deeper. And I think some things like even just the imprint, right? I think, okay, my money imprint is pretty good. I think it's about like freedom and independence. And then I started to realize in this time, it was like, oh, actually deeper underneath that, there's sort of a fear of loss of independence if I'm ever need money from anyone else, or if I'm not completely an island. And that's actually kept me away from people. And I feel like these little moments, it's like the course material is amazing, but then a lot of it is just like hearing these stories from other people that you think won't make any difference. And you're like, oh, this is just sort of like a random aside. And then it ends up like clicking something in your brain where you're like, holy shit, I was like doing that. And like, that is exactly how I was responding. And that I'm causing myself so much suffering through doing that. And I think that's a lot of what I've realized is like, I create suffering for myself, and that's completely in my head, and I have a way of resolving that. And so that's been really liberating. The group dynamic's been awesome, and like the relationships we've formed here, it's so awesome to see everyone in person, because you're just like, oh my gosh, I love all these people. And it's like when you hug people, you're just like, I'm like loving everyone, when we went around in circles hugging, it was just like, amazing, you again, I love you, and so it just feels so nice to feel like this trust with everyone, and we know them in this totally different context, and like them in such like a deeper level than I normally know people. And so it's also changed the way I thought about like, how do I even get to know people? Like, how can I get to know people in like a much deeper context based on the relationships I've formed here? It's so great that like we have so many different types of sessions, so many different modalities. And so I feel like it keeps challenging me in new ways. And so I found that really amazing. Even after like I've been working with Priya for like off and on for like 2 years now, that's still like, I still feel so renewed by every session, and everything still feels really new and fresh, and is like tapping into different levels. Priya's amazing because she's pushed me way more than other teachers have before, because she's willing to go there and say like, I know you don't want to do this, but this is why you need to do it. I feel like no teacher has ever really done that for me, that's like really put pressure where I need to and is willing to confront me, but in a way that feels like they're not doing, it's not about them. It's not about them trying to prove that they're right. It always feels like it's like, this is what you need, and I'm trying to help you move past what you need to. And that always just feels like so amazing. I don't think I realized how much fear I was living my life with. And I sort of had these crutches of like, oh, I'm introverted, or oh, like I prefer to be alone. But it's really like coming from a place of fear that I'm keeping myself away from people. And I've found so many other places in my life where I'm doing something out of fear and I'm not even realizing it. And I've always considered myself, oh, I'm strong, I'm tough, I'm fearless, because people see me that way. But really, there's a lot of things I'm doing in my life that are held back in fear. And I realized I'm just living a smaller life than I was meant to. Really feeling what that is like to be in your center, to be able to engage from the center. It's just a totally different way of feeling. It's like your mind isn't like running a mile a minute. It's not like you're trying to pre-think everything. You're just like, I'm just here and it's okay. And it feels so calm. And I'm like, if I can do that, in so many other parts of my life, like, wow, that can just like really change how I live. And so I'm super excited about that too.